Sean Bailey has made the first ascent of Shaolin, the world's 9th Font 9A boulder problem in Red Rocks, Nevada. The boulder first came to public attention when Sean Rabitou published a video of him talking through the hardest problems in Red Rocks. He theorised at the time that the boulder, which shares the same starting holds as an existing 8B plus Trieste sit, might go at around Font 9A. In the video, Sean Rabitou and Sean Bailey work the boulder, which was then known as the Trieste project, on a top rope, but neither was successful. Rabitou continued to work the boulder, which he broke down into two sections: a pretty hard V17 or Font 8B to a stand-start position, and then a 2-move V16 or Font 8C plus move to finish. And a 2-move 8C plus is not going to be an easy 8C plus. And back at the time, Sean Rabitou had this to say: having 2 moves at that difficulty and adding anything into it really changes a lot. That's kind of what makes this climb so interesting. The breakdown is really hard. However, after more than 4 years of effort from some of the world's top climbers, it wasn't Sean Rabitou that made the first ascent. It was Sean Bailey. In terms of what Sean Bailey has to say about the problem, there hasn't been a great deal yet. He's shared the video, but hasn't issued any further comments, and we're interested to see what he has to say when he says it. In the meanwhile, let's look at Shaolin in the context of the other Font 9As that are out there. Now, the exact number of Font 9As depends on whether or not you count Vadim Timonov's backflip sit-down start, which he originally graded as a slash grade, 8C plus / 9A. Thus, it may or may not be considered to be a true Font 9A. Only time will tell, but it may not be anytime soon due to the state of affairs within Russia. It is not a place that many people, any people, are likely to go on holiday anytime soon. Burden of Dreams, the world's first Font 9A, was climbed 8 years ago by Nalle Hukkataival, and it took a long time for that to receive a second ascent, and when it did, it was confirmed as being solid 9A. Sudan Sol in Font and Alphane in Koronico realistically represent the lower end of the 9A spectrum, and each of those has received a number of repeats now. There are a few 9As which are yet to receive a repeat outside of Shaolin. The first being Megatron, Sean Rabitou's 9A, then Arrival of the Birds, Aidan Roberts' 9A from this summer, which sounds super specialist and super in keeping with Aidan's own style. And finally, L'Ombre de Voyageur, Charles Albert's unique Font 9A insofar as he neither used footwear nor knee pads to make his ascent, thus making it very difficult to compare to the rest. If you haven't seen it already, Wide Boy Pete Whitaker has just published a video of him trying it with all the rubber available, and is well worth watching, just to give you a glimpse into what it could be like were you to climb it normally. Will Bosey sits at the top of the 9A leaderboard, having climbed 4 in total, including Burden of Dreams, Return of the Sleepwalker, Alphane and Spots of Time. Will's also put substantial time and effort into Adam Ondra's 8C plus Terra Nova. The only thing is, I don't think that that is 8C plus, and I'm not sure that Will does either. Given the time that he has taken and the fact that he hasn't done it, it's looking like a solid 9A in our eyes. With the exception of Burden of Dreams, all the other Font 9As have been put up in the last 3 years, which puts into context the explosion of bouldering standards that are taking place right now. And I think this is only going to ramp up as climbers are getting stronger and stronger, and as more problems at that grade are established, more problems of that grade are likely to get repeated. One comment I've seen on our YouTube channel is, when is Will Bosey going to climb Font 9A plus? Now, Will may have Font 9A plus in him, but geologically he's posed with a problem, and that is finding a 9A plus boulder that's geologically possible. You need something with just enough holds, but not too many to make it too easy. It'll be interesting to see whether any Font 9As get repeated this side of the new year, and as far as 2025 is concerned, I suspect we'll see more climbed than any other year to date.